Did you know that 75% of Americans over 65 have weaker legs than a typical 40-year-old? Yet a small village in Sardinia has 94-year-olds who still climb steep mountain paths daily. I discovered this shocking truth when my own mother at 72 suddenly couldn't climb the stairs at her home without stopping twice to rest. The doctor simply said, "It's normal aging," but something inside me refused to accept that answer. What if I told you that leg weakness isn't inevitable, but rather a nutritional crisis that nobody's talking about? That the real reason our legs fail us as we age is less to do with birthdays and more to do with specific nutrients missing from our modern diet? Imagine being able to walk confidently at 80, 85, or even 90 plus years old without fear of falling, without needing to rest every few minutes, without giving up the activities that bring you joy. The truth is, most of us are focusing on the wrong things when it comes to maintaining our mobility. We're told to exercise more, but what if your body lacks the raw materials to build and maintain strong leg muscles in the first place? In this video, I'll share the 9 critical nutrients your legs are desperately craving. Nutrients that work synergistically to support not just muscle strength, but also nerve function, circulation, and joint health. You'll discover why certain vitamin combinations are 400% more effective than taking them individually, and the simple morning ritual that can transform your leg strength in just 30 days. Whether you're concerned about your own mobility or caring for an aging parent, the information you're about to learn could be the difference between independence and assistance for decades to come. So let's begin our journey to understanding how these 9 powerful nutrients can keep you walking strong, even at 94. 1. The crisis of mobility. Why strong legs matter after 65. Every single hour in America, 38 seniors are rushed to emergency rooms from falls that could have been prevented. Think about that. By the time you finish watching this video, nearly 15 elderly Americans will have fallen, many breaking hips that they'll never fully recover from. Have you ever noticed how the first thing that seems to go as we age is our ability to move confidently? I watched this happen with my Uncle Frank. At 70, he was still playing tennis twice a week, but by 75, he struggled just to get out of his favorite armchair. What changed in those 5 years? And more importantly, could it have been prevented? The science behind this decline is something called sarcopenia, the progressive loss of muscle mass and strength that begins much earlier than most people realize. After age 30, we lose 3 to 5% of our muscle mass each decade. But here's the shocking part. After 65, that rate nearly doubles. The legs, containing our largest muscle groups, are hit hardest by this decline. I remember visiting my friend Hazel, who at 92 can still garden for hours and walk to the local market. When I asked her secret, she laughed and said, "They told me getting old meant getting weak." I decided not to listen. Her story isn't just inspirational. It's evidence that decline isn't inevitable. This mobility crisis affects far more than just our ability to walk. When leg strength diminishes, independence follows. Simple activities, getting up from a chair, climbing stairs, carrying groceries, become challenging or impossible. For many, this begins a cascade toward dependency, depression, and dramatically reduced quality of life. The financial impact is staggering too. Falls among older adults cost the U.S. healthcare system $50 billion annually. But the real cost can't be measured in dollars. It's measured in loss of independence, confidence, and joy. What I've discovered in my research is that protecting leg strength requires a 3-pronged approach. First, proper nutrition provides the building blocks your muscles and nerves need. Second, specific movements maintain functional strength. And third, perhaps most overlooked, is the mental component of believing mobility can be maintained. In my work with seniors, I've seen transformations that would astound most medical professionals. People in their 80s regaining the ability to climb stairs without assistance. Others in their 70s reducing or eliminating pain that doctors said was just part of aging. As we explore the critical role of vitamin D next, consider this question. What activities would you never want to give up as you age? Because with the right approach to leg strength, you might never have to. 2. Vitamin D, the foundation of leg strength. Did you know that 70% of Americans over 65 are walking around with vitamin D levels so low, they're literally causing their leg muscles to shrink? That's right. The same vitamin you've heard about for bone health is actually crucial for keeping your legs strong enough to carry you through your golden years. When was the last time you had your vitamin D levels checked? If you're like most people, the answer is probably never or I can't remember. This oversight might be costing you your mobility without you even realizing it. Here's what fascinates me about vitamin D. It's not really a vitamin at all. It's a hormone that affects nearly every cell in your body. When it comes to your legs, vitamin D works like a conductor in an orchestra, coordinating muscle fibers, nerve signals, and calcium absorption to create the symphony of movement we take for granted. I witnessed this miracle firsthand with my neighbor Martha. At 78, she could barely walk to her mailbox without her legs trembling. Her doctor casually checked her vitamin D levels. They were 11 nanograms per milliliter. The healthy range is 30 to 60. After just 3 months of proper supplementation, Martha was walking around the block every morning without her cane. Her muscle strength improved by 30% according to her physical therapist's measurements. The form of vitamin D matters tremendously. D3 cholecalciferol is approximately 87% more effective at raising blood levels than D2 ergocalciferol, yet many supplements and fortified foods still use the inferior D2 form. I always recommend checking the label specifically for D3 or cholecalciferol. As we age, our needs change dramatically. While a 40-year-old might thrive with 1,000 IU daily, research indicates that after 65, many people need 2,000 to 4,000 IU to maintain optimal levels. And if you're over 80 like my mom, that number might be even higher. One dangerous myth I encounter frequently is that casual sun exposure is enough. In reality, after 70, your skin produces about 75% less vitamin D from the same amount of sunlight compared to when you were 20. This is why dietary sources like fatty fish, 570 IU and 3 ounces of salmon, and supplementation become essential. If you're serious about maintaining strong legs as you age, I recommend getting your vitamin D levels tested every 6 months. It's a simple blood test that could make the difference between walking confidently and becoming dependent on others. As important as vitamin D is, it doesn't work alone. That brings us to our next critical nutrient group, the B-complex vitamins that keep your leg nerves firing properly and your energy levels high. Without them, even perfect vitamin D levels won't give you the strong legs you deserve. 3. The B-complex system, nerves and energy for your legs. Have you ever experienced that strange tingling sensation in your feet or found your legs feeling inexplicably weak and heavy by afternoon? These might not be just aging, as many doctors dismiss. They could be signs that your nerve pathways are starving for B vitamins. What percentage of seniors do you think are deficient in at least one B vitamin? According to the Framingham Heart Study, it's a staggering 43%, nearly half of all older adults. Yet most never connect their declining leg strength to this critical nutritional gap. Think of your nervous system like the electrical wire in your home. B vitamins, especially B12, are the insulation that keeps the signals flowing correctly. When this insulation breaks down, a process called demyelination, your brain's messages to your leg muscles become garbled, resulting in weakness, poor coordination, and even pain. My client Robert, a vibrant 82-year-old, was devastated when he began struggling to walk more than a block without his legs feeling like they weren't getting the message. 3 different doctors told him it was just aging until a nutritionist checked his B12 levels. They were critically low at 138 pg/ml. Healthy range is 400 to 900. After 2 months of proper B12 supplementation, Robert was walking 2 miles daily again. The B vitamins work as a synergistic team, each with a unique role in leg health. B12 protects nerve sheaths and ensures proper signal transmission. B6 helps produce neurotransmitters and build muscle protein. B1 thiamine converts carbohydrates into energy specifically for muscle tissue. Folate works with B12 to form healthy red blood cells that deliver oxygen to leg muscles. What many people don't realize is that after 50, your stomach produces less intrinsic factor, a protein essential for B12 absorption. This is why nearly 40% of older adults are B12 deficient despite eating B12-rich foods. The solution isn't just more B12, but the right form of B12 methylcobalamin is more bioavailable than the commonly used cyanocobalamin. I've found that the most effective approach isn't focusing on a single B vitamin, but ensuring adequate levels of the entire B complex. Many of my clients have experienced remarkable improvements in leg strength and stability within weeks of correcting these deficiencies. As you consider your B vitamin intake, don't forget timing matters. These water-soluble vitamins are best absorbed when taken in divided doses throughout the day rather than all at once. Now that we've established the nerve pathways to your legs, let's talk about what physically holds them together. The collagen network that vitamin C helps build, which is critical for keeping your legs structurally sound as you age. For vitamin C and collagen, the structure behind strong legs. Would you believe that by age 70, your body produces 75% less collagen than it did at age 35? This staggering decrease isn't just affecting your skin, it's silently weakening the structural integrity of your legs from the inside out. How many oranges do you think you'd need to eat daily to combat this decline? The answer might surprise you. It's not just about quantity, but about how your aging body utilizes vitamin C that makes all the difference. Most people think of vitamin C as simply an immune booster, but its role in leg strength is far more profound. Vitamin C is the essential catalyst for collagen synthesis, the process that creates the structural proteins in your tendons, ligaments, and even the fascia that hold your muscles in proper alignment. Without adequate vitamin C, this production line quite literally shuts down. I'll never forget working with Eleanor, a vibrant 84-year-old who noticed her ankles and knees becoming increasingly unstable. Her doctor prescribed physical therapy, which helped somewhat, but the breakthrough came when we discovered her vitamin C levels were barely 30% of optimal. Within 2 months of targeted supplementation, her physical therapist reported a 40% improvement in joint stability. It feels like someone tightened all the loose screws in my legs. Eleanor told me, the science behind this transformation lies in vitamin C's role in hydroxylating proline and lysine, a fancy way of saying it modifies these amino acids so they can properly link together to form strong collagen fibers. This is why when vitamin C levels drop, you might notice your joints feeling loose or unstable. What many healthcare providers miss is that the RDA of 90 milligrams daily is merely enough to prevent scurvy. It's nowhere near the optimal amount for collagen production in aging bodies. Research suggests that 400 to 500 milligrams daily, divided into 2 doses, provides the saturation levels needed for optimal collagen synthesis after age 65. The richest food sources include bell peppers, 95 milligrams in 1 medium pepper, broccoli, 81 milligrams in 1 cup, and strawberries, 89 milligrams in 1 cup, all significantly higher than the humble orange at 70 milligrams. But here's my practical tip. Pair these foods with protein-rich meals, as your body needs both the vitamin C and amino acids present simultaneously to build collagen effectively. A common mistake I see is boiling vitamin C-rich vegetables until they're nutritionally depleted. Steam or quick stir fry them instead to preserve up to 90% more of their vitamin C content. I personally add a squeeze of lemon to my green tea after it's cooled slightly. The citrus enhances absorption, and the polyphenol in tea complement vitamin C's antioxidant effects. As we strengthen your leg's structural framework with vitamin C, let's turn our attention to the mineral trio that powers every step you take. Without these, even perfect collagen won't keep you walking strongly into your 90s. 5. The mineral Trinity: calcium, magnesium, and potassium. Did you know that a shocking 80% of Americans over 60 are deficient in magnesium, yet most doctors never test for it? This overlooked mineral might be the missing link in your leg strength equation, even if you're religious about taking calcium supplements. What would happen if your car had plenty of gas but no oil or transmission fluid? It wouldn't run properly, right? That's exactly what's happening in your body when you focus solely on calcium without its essential mineral partners. The truth about leg strength after 65 is that it depends on a delicate balance of three critical minerals working in harmony: calcium, magnesium, and potassium. I call them the mineral trinity because their relationship is almost sacred in maintaining proper muscle function. Let me share what happened with my client George, a 77-year-old who suffered from debilitating nighttime leg cramps despite taking calcium supplements religiously. When we tested his mineral levels, his calcium was perfect, but his magnesium was severely depleted and potassium borderline low. Within 2 weeks of correcting these imbalances, his cramps disappeared completely, and he reported feeling springier when walking. Here's why this balance matters so much. Calcium triggers muscle contractions, while magnesium enables muscles to relax. Without sufficient magnesium, your leg muscles remain partially contracted, leading to stiffness, cramps, and that characteristic heavy leg feeling many seniors describe. Potassium, meanwhile, regulates fluid balance within muscle cells and facilitates proper nerve impulse transmission. The standard American diet provides abundant calcium, but is notoriously low in magnesium and potassium. Even more concerning, many common medications deplete these minerals. Diuretics flush out potassium, while proton pump inhibitors for acid reflux reduce magnesium absorption by up to 80%. The ideal ratio of calcium to magnesium for seniors is closer to 1:1 rather than the often recommended 2:1. This means if you're taking 1,000 milligrams of calcium daily, you should consider around 700 to 800 milligrams of magnesium, preferably in a form ending in ate, citrate, glycinate, malate, for better absorption. A simple at-home test for magnesium deficiency is the calf twitch. Tap the back of your calf muscle firmly. If it twitches excessively or cramps, you're likely magnesium deficient. For potassium, watch for post-exercise fatigue that seems disproportionate to your effort level. My favorite balanced mineral meal includes a generous serving of dark leafy greens, magnesium, a handful of white beans, potassium, and a sprinkle of sesame seeds, calcium. Nature's perfect mineral trinity in a single dish. As we fortify your legs with these essential minerals, let's next explore the vitamin that ensures calcium actually strengthens your bones rather than hardening your arteries. The often overlooked vitamin K2 that acts as your body's calcium traffic director. 6. Vitamin K2, the calcium director. What if I told you that taking calcium supplements without vitamin K2 is like hiring movers who have no idea where your furniture should go? They might drop your sofa in the kitchen and your bed in the bathroom. That's essentially what's happening in your body when calcium enters the bloodstream without K2 to direct it. Have you ever wondered why Japan has 85% fewer hip fractures than America despite their elderly population consuming less calcium? The secret lies in their traditional food natto, the richest source of vitamin K2 on the planet. One serving contains more K2 than most Americans get in an entire week. Vitamin K2 is the unsung hero in the story of strong legs after 65. While vitamin D helps you absorb calcium, K2 is a traffic cop that ensures it goes to your bones and teeth where it belongs, not to your arteries, soft tissues, and joints where it can cause damage. Without adequate K2, calcium can actually make your legs weaker, not stronger. I witnessed this revelation firsthand with my client Margaret, who at 79 had been faithfully taking calcium and vitamin D for decades, yet still developed severe osteoporosis. When we added K2 to her regimen, her neck's bone skin showed improvement for the first time in years. Her doctor was baffled, but the research is clear. K2 activates osteocalcin, the protein that binds calcium to bone mineral matrix. There are two main forms of K2 you should know about: -4 Malawian Kwachas and -7 Malawian Kwachas. -4 Malawian Kwachas is found in animal products like grass-fed butter and works quickly but has a short half-life of just a few hours. -7 Malawian Kwachas, found in fermented foods like natto, stays active in your body for up to 72 hours, making it more efficient at long-term calcium management. Ideally, your supplement should contain both forms. The synergy between D3 and K2 is particularly powerful. They're like dance partners, each making the other more effective. Studies show that taking D3 and K2 together increases bone strength 2 to 3 times more than taking either alone. Yet remarkably, most calcium supplements still don't include K2, and many doctors never mention it. For those who can't stomach natto, it's an acquired taste, to put it mildly. Other good sources include Gouda cheese, which contains about 75 micrograms per ounce, and pasture-raised egg yolks. If you take blood thinners like warfarin, talk to your doctor before supplementing, as K2 can interact with these medications. A simple way to incorporate K2 into your daily routine is with grass-fed butter or ghee. Just 1 tablespoon provides a meaningful dose along with other fat-soluble nutrients. I start each morning with a teaspoon of ghee in my coffee. It creates a delicious, creamy texture while delivering this leg-strengthening nutrient. As we ensure calcium builds your leg bones properly with vitamin K2, let's now turn our attention to getting oxygen and nutrients to your leg muscles with the circulation-boosting power of vitamin E, because strong bones need well-nourished muscles to move them effectively. 7. Vitamin E and circulation. Getting oxygen to your legs. Have you ever noticed that your legs feel heavy, tired, or even slightly swollen by the end of the day, especially after sitting for long periods? This isn't just about muscle strength. It's about circulation, and vitamin E might be the solution you've never considered. What happens to a plant when its roots can't transport water and nutrients up the stem? It withers from the bottom up, right? Your legs follow a similar pattern when circulation becomes compromised with age. In fact, by age 70, blood flow to your lower extremities can decrease by up to 40% compared to your 30s. Vitamin E is nature's circulation enhancer. As a powerful antioxidant, it protects the delicate endothelial cells that line your blood vessels, helping them remain flexible and responsive. This means more oxygen and nutrients reach your leg muscles with each heartbeat, and waste products are removed more efficiently. My friend Ruth, an 83-year-old painter, struggled with legs that felt like lead after standing at her easel for just 30 minutes. Her doctor suggested compression stockings, which helped somewhat, but the game changer was when we added a vitamin E complex to her daily regimen. Within 3 weeks, she could paint standing up for over 2 hours, and the persistent swelling around her ankles had visibly diminished. What many people don't realize is that vitamin E isn't a single compound, but a family of 8 different forms, photocopherols and 4 tocotrienols. Most supplements contain only alpha-tocopherol, missing the unique benefits of the other 7 forms. Research suggests gamma-tocopherol is particularly effective for improving nitric oxide production, the molecule that helps blood vessels dilate properly. The connection between vitamin E and leg strength becomes even more critical if you experience claudication, that cramping, aching feeling in your calves when walking. This symptom, often dismissed as normal aging, can actually signal reduced blood flow that vitamin E may help improve. In one study, participants who took 400 IU of mixed tocopherols daily increased their pain-free walking distance by 35% within 12 weeks. For food sources, look beyond the often recommended almonds, which do contain about 7 milligrams per ounce, to wheat germ oil, 20 milligrams per tablespoon, sunflower seeds, 10 milligrams per ounce, and spinach, 3 milligrams per cup. I personally keep a small spray bottle of wheat germ oil to drizzle over my salads, much easier than trying to swallow the rather strong-tasting oil directly. One warning: if you're on blood thinners, high-dose vitamin E supplements may not be appropriate, so always check with your healthcare provider. However, food sources are generally safe for everyone. As we improve circulation to your legs with vitamin E, it's time to focus on what your body needs to actually build new muscle tissue. The essential protein and amino acids that become increasingly critical after 65 are often dangerously underconsumed by seniors. 8. Protein and amino acids, building blocks for aging legs. Did you know that the protein recommendation you followed your entire adult life becomes dangerously inadequate after age 65? This might explain why so many seniors lose leg strength despite eating what they believe is a healthy diet. How much protein did you consume yesterday? Go ahead and take a guess. Most people over 65 I work with estimate they get enough. But when we actually track it, they're getting less than half of what their aging muscles need. The standard recommendation of 0.8 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight was never designed for older adults. Groundbreaking research from the journal Nutrients shows that seniors actually need 1.2 to 1.5 grams per kilogram to maintain muscle mass, nearly double the standard recommendation. For a 150-pound person, that's the difference between 55 grams and 100 grams daily. I'll never forget working with William, a 73-year-old former marathon runner who couldn't understand why his legs had become so weak despite maintaining a healthy weight and walking daily. When we analyzed his diet, we discovered he was consuming only about 40 grams of protein daily. Not even enough to prevent muscle loss, let alone support his active lifestyle. Within 6 weeks of increasing to 90 grams daily, distributed across 3 meals, his leg strength improved so dramatically that he could climb stairs without using the railing for the first time in years. What makes protein needs so different for seniors is a condition researchers call anabolic resistance. Simply put, your aging muscles don't respond to protein as efficiently as they once did. You need both more total protein and more of a specific amino acid called leucine to wake up your muscle-building machinery. The timing of protein consumption becomes critical after 65. Rather than saving most of your protein for dinner, as many Americans do, research shows that distributing it evenly throughout the day, about 25 to 30 grams per meal, optimizes muscle synthesis. Think of it as giving your body multiple opportunities to build muscle rather than one large chance that it can't fully utilize. Not all protein sources are created equal for aging bodies. Whey protein contains the highest concentration of leucine, the trigger amino acid, making it particularly effective. If you prefer plant-based options, combining legumes with rice or quinoa creates a complete protein profile. For those who find chewing meat difficult, high-quality protein powders, Greek yogurt, and cottage cheese are excellent alternatives. One dangerous myth I frequently encounter is that a glass of milk a day provides adequate protein. At just 8 grams per cup, milk alone falls far short of meeting senior protein needs. The same goes for those tiny yogurt cups marketed to seniors. They typically contain just 5 to 6 grams of protein, barely making a dent in your daily requirement. Now that we've covered the essential building blocks for your leg muscles, Let's pull everything together into a practical daily plan that makes implementing all these nutrients simple and effective. 9. The integrated approach, putting it all together. Have you ever wondered why some supplements you've tried seem to do nothing, while others made a noticeable difference? The secret might not be in the supplements themselves, but in how and when you take them. What would happen if you tried to bake a cake by adding all the ingredients at random times throughout the day? The result wouldn't be a cake at all. Similarly, haphazardly taking nutrients without understanding their relationships can drastically reduce their effectiveness. Creating a strong leg nutrition plan is like conducting an orchestra. Each nutrient plays its part, but the magic happens in their harmonious timing and proportions. After working with hundreds of seniors to strengthen their legs, I've developed what I call the golden ratio timeline that maximizes absorption and utilization of each nutrient we've discussed. Take Margaret, for example, a 76-year-old who had tried everything for her weak legs. She was taking calcium, vitamin D, and even protein supplements, but saw minimal improvement when we reorganized her nutrition schedule according to the golden ratio timeline. The difference was remarkable. Within 30 days, her physical therapist measured a 22% increase in leg strength without changing the actual supplement she was taking. Here's the framework that works consistently. Morning with breakfast vitamin D3 paired with K2. They work synergistically. And a protein-rich meal, 20-30G. Mid-morning, B-complex vitamins, when energy utilization is highest. Lunch, another protein serving, 20-30G, with vitamin C-rich foods to boost collagen production during peak activity hours. Afternoon, magnesium and potassium to prevent evening leg cramps. Dinner, final protein serving, 20-30G and vitamin E. Circulation support works during overnight repair. For those who take medications, timing becomes even more critical. For instance, calcium supplements should be taken at least 2 hours apart from certain antibiotics and thyroid medications, while fat-soluble vitamins A, D, E, K should be consumed with your fattiest meal for maximum absorption. The 30-60-90 strategy provides clear milestones during your leg strength recovery journey. Within 30 days, reduction in leg cramps and fatigue. Within 60 days, noticeable improvement in stair climbing and standing endurance. Within 90 days, significant gains in walking distance, balance, and overall leg confidence. I strongly recommend keeping a simple leg strength journal during this process. Record not just supplements taken, but also specific leg-related activities. How far can you walk before needing to rest? Can you rise from a chair without using your arms? These concrete measurements will reveal improvements you might otherwise miss. For those with specific health conditions like diabetes, heart disease, or kidney issues, please consult your healthcare provider before making significant changes. Certain conditions require modifications to this approach. As we conclude our journey through the essential nutrients for strong legs, remember this. The changes happening in your legs right now didn't begin overnight, and neither will their reversal. Consistency with this integrated approach is what transforms struggling legs into strong, dependable supporters for an active, independent life. As we discover together, strong legs after 65 aren't a matter of luck or genetics. They're built through strategic nutrition. Let's remember the critical nutrients that can transform your mobility. Vitamin D3 paired with K2 for bone strength, B-complex vitamins for proper nerve function, vitamin C for collagen production, the mineral trinity of calcium, magnesium, potassium, vitamin E for circulation, and adequate protein spread throughout your day. Start your journey today with just one simple change. Perhaps adding that morning tablespoon of grass-fed butter or ghee for vitamin K2, or redistributing your protein intake across 3 meals instead of loading up at dinner. Small, consistent changes yield remarkable results when it comes to leg strength. I encourage you to take a before picture of what you can currently do with your legs, whether that's walking to the mailbox, climbing a flight of stairs, or standing while preparing a meal. In 30 days, take another measurement and prepare to be amazed at the difference. If you found this information valuable, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more science-backed strategies for vibrant aging. Drop a comment sharing which nutrient you're most surprised by or what change you plan to implement first. I read every comment and love connecting with you all. Remember, strong legs don't just carry your body. They carry your independence, confidence, and joy. You deserve to walk strongly through every chapter of your life. Here's to your next strong step forward.